to the cloud. Well, welcome to the Butterfly Pack podcast. And I'm Marv Baldwin with the Butterfly Pack. Grateful to be with the Butterfly Pack. And even greater today, we are blessed to be joined by AJ Wagner. AJ was and is one of the founders of the Butterfly Pack. AJ, it's great to have you with us today.
Hey, thanks, Marv. It's an honor.
Oh my gosh, honor for me. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit about the Butterfly Pack today, but I guess before we kind of dive into some of the deeper information, AJ, will you kind of give us just a thumbnail of what the Butterfly Pack is all about and kind of the vision and what you're trying to do with it?
You know, a Butterfly Pack is a super PAC. And like super PACs that have been formed and used by the well-off, by large companies, by people who have much to get what they want. And they do get what they want as a result of these super PACs. Our super PAC, the Butterfly Pack, is to help the poor get what they need. It's the idea that we will give them the same leverage as the rich have, we can give to the poor if we give them a PAC that raises enough money to get the kind of attention that those better off get.
Terrific. I love it. Redeeming the pack, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for that.
My dream is that all these politicians who say, I don't take any PAC money, will be able to say, I'll take any PAC money except from the Butterfly Pack.
I love it. Well, let me kind of drop into some of the operational behind the scenes, because I think probably there'll be some people out there that either want to get involved in the Butterfly Pack and so want to kind of know how we operate, or they might even be so inclined to launch their own effort to reach out and on behalf of the poor or the hungry or the marginalized in some way, shape, or form, either locally or regionally, nationally, internationally. So I'd love to, kind of dive in with you here for a few minutes this morning and just get a sense of some of the important work that's being done by the Butterfly Pack, and kind of, you don't have to get super detailed, but give us some idea of kind of how you do that. I think, as we sort of think about an organization like the Butterfly Pack, there's lots of different operational areas that you need to kind of pay attention to. And I know since you were involved in the beginning, you've paid attention to all of them at some point in time, and probably continue to keep an eye on most of them. But give us a sense, as you think about those areas, what would you consider to be one of the more important areas, and share with us a little bit about how that work gets done today.
Yeah, let me cover a few of those areas.
Terrific.
One of the biggest annoyances in life, I think, is when you give money to a charity that you get 20 letters a month from them, or you get emails that have every third paragraph, donate now. And they don't seem to be telling you anything in those paragraphs. They're obvious pleas for more money. And I say that with much understanding, though, that when you run a not-for-profit, and Butterfly Pack is a not-for-profit, when you run a not-for-profit, the most important thing someone can do for you is to give you money. The not-for-profit is not successful, cannot be successful, cannot work, cannot operate, cannot exist without donations. So it is a necessity for people to donate. And so when you say, well, how can I help Butterfly Pack? That's got to be at the top of my list, and I'm sorry that it is, because people don't like to ask for money, and people don't um, like to seem dependent upon your money and not your skills and knowledge and understanding. But there are other parts. We recently had a campaign where Pankaj Agarwal, who's a member of our board, set up this system of writing emails to Congress people and asking them to sign on to letters. The sign-on letters are basically a way of for a congressperson to say, I support this piece of legislation, and what it means is, please put it in front of your committee. That's very important, because if a committee chair gets a whole lot of sign-on letters, then they say, well, this must be important to my caucus or to congressmen in general. So let's get this in the committee. So you want to get a lot.
Can I ask, do you have a sense of what a whole lot of letters might be? Are we talking thousands or hundreds, or what do you think?
Yeah, truthfully, it varies greatly.
Okay.
If the chair of the committee is sympathetic to your cause, you might only need 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
Say, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And if the chair isn't sympathetic to your cause, you can give them 400, and they'll say, no,
Not enough. Okay.
no, it's not going anywhere.
I like it. Yeah,
Good.
that's
the power. That's the power of being the chair of a committee.
Thanks for that reality check. Thank you.
No. Yeah. But it does for many issues. It matters, and it advances those issues. And so Pankaj came up with this way of doing emails and keeping track of them and getting follow-up on them. And we had a very short, we found out that the letters generally have a deadline. And we found out about the deadline for these letters like about 4 days ahead of time.
Oh no!
We had to get hold of a lot of Congress people in a very short period of time, and so a couple of us volunteered and did it, and we worked hard on it several hours for a couple of days, and most of the day for a couple of days, and we got it done. But that's the kind of work where we could use some help and use some assistance with those kinds of things. So that's a very practical way to help us. The third is, it's our hope that with Butterfly Pack at some point, we'll get you either hooked up with folks like at Results or Bread for the World, so that we can join them in lobbying, grassroots lobbying of our Congress folks. That means maybe letters to the editor. It might mean going to their office and visiting with them. It might be writing them emails. It might mean lobbying them through some other organization or group, going to their town hall meetings. So there's also that practical way to help, just to keep the issues that are important to us in front of them, and hope that that gets them thinking, at least thinking about what they need to do in that area. So there's a couple different ways.
Gotcha. Righto. So thinking about kind of the important things to do, and I know in other conversations you and I have had, you mentioned in the beginning of this conversation too, you mentioned the fundraising aspect of it. Can you maybe talk about that, and maybe, how do you often sort of bring up the topic? Sometimes it can be, uncomfortable or, difficult to talk about money or ask for a donation, but how do you do it? How do you kind of venture into that often kind of uncomfortable, or what's can be seemingly uncomfortable, but how do you do it?
Well, there are, there's a mail service. So like, it's like, Survey Monkey or whatever. We use Mailer Lite.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a mailing list of everybody I know, almost everybody I've ever talked to in my life.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, anybody who's ever emailed me ended up on this list.
Yep.
And of course, you can opt out, and many have. But I ended up with close to 800 names on this mailing list. And that's the whole thing. Is the idea is really, you need to talk to and get hold of everybody you know, and just ask. Tell them what you're doing and ask. So about once a month, it's been my object. I actually have been ill lately, so I haven't been able to do it. But about once a month, I try and write a story that tells them what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
how we're doing it, and then, at the bottom it's donate now, and I get some donations that way. I don't get a lot, but I get some.
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing to me. Like, I mean, this week even somebody, all of a sudden $100 shows up in a bank account from somebody. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what motivated it at that point in time, but it happens. And there are some direct asks. There are some, talking to friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, if you're giving a charity this year, would you think about throwing some our way, helping us out? I've got some generous family, so that helps. And by the way, that's one the best. Well, the best contributions come from people
Yes.
people
Yes.
who want to help you.
Yep.
But you got to ask.
Right. Right.
You gotta ask.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's our own board. Part of the deal is kind of when you're on the board and you look at your finances. Okay, everybody needs to kick in $1,000 right now or something, and so we do, and so we have that way of doing it. But mostly it's figuring out how many people you can ask and putting it all together, and then some of them you'll ask through like an email, some of them you'll ask directly, and some of them you'll just say, come on.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, what we're trying to do here. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good.
By the way, the trick, really is we haven't done this very well, Marv, but the trick too is to develop new relationships with people of means who might be interested in helping you down the line. If you can develop a new relationship with someone, and who's that way, it might take you a year or 2 years to develop that relationship, but that might be the kind of person who really ultimately pulls the whole organization through.
Yep. 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 Yeah. And AJ, just to give us a sense, do you find that a lot of the gifts that you get are kind of smaller gifts?
Oh yeah, for us it's smaller gifts right now.
Yeah, like
We don't get
50,
to-
$100, $200,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
We've got a few who are giving us monthly.
Oh, nice. Okay. Good. Good. That's
$50,
terrific.
$25, $50. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. That's great. That's great. Well, and those can really add up, can't they?
Oh, they do. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
As a practical matter, for instance, our uh, FEC accounting folks, they cost us almost $300 a month. Well, that just about covers it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's good to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
good to hear. Good to hear. Well, good. Well, any other today, and maybe we'll catch up again in the near future to talk about some other kinds of nuts and bolts kinds of things. But anything else today that comes to mind that we might want to share with folks out there listening about sort of some of the things that we're doing as the Butterfly Pack, and obviously there's a breadth of things that need to be done, and we're always looking for people to find that can plug into a different aspect of it. So anything else come to mind?
Yeah. I would say if you have a particular talent that, and maybe some kind of leadership skills that would allow you to serve on our board, or uh, don't be shy.
Terrific.
We need those kind of skills.
Yes.
Maybe you already work for a nonprofit or something that, and you've got some advice for us. You don't want to be on our board or anything, but you've got advice for us.
Yeah.
Gladly, we'll take advice. We want to hear from you. So those kinds of things can be very helpful too.
Very good. Very good. Amen. Amen.
Hmm.
Well, my friend, thank you again for your time today. Thank you for the work that you've done, the work you're continuing, the way you're trying to broaden the tent, invite more people to come in and join in this important work. Let me kind of give you the last word here today. As you think about why you're involved, why someone else might get involved, any final words of encouragement for us?
Well, I do this for a couple of different reasons, but one of them is my own faith background, and I don't know of anything that would fulfill my obligation to my faith than to help the poor. And
Mm,
it's extremely important to me, and you might have other reasons, but that's my reason.
mm. AJ, thank you. Thanks for your time, and again, thank you for all you're doing. And may God bless and guide you, my friend.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thanks.
Love you, Marv.
Love you too, brother. Bye bye.